Okay. Imagine a life devoid of friendships, connections, family pets, fun, recreation, entertainment, and really anything that would bring some semblance of joy and meaning to the typical average human. This is the existence and the reality of one specific anime woman. She is quite undisputedly one, if not the oldest of all anime girls to ever exist. However, they lamentably are usually, some might say, ironically overshadowed by other more exuberant and incandescent species of anime women, overlooked and quite literally forgotten through the ensuing precipice of time, partly because it's relatively impossible to even see her. This girl in question being Boy-chan, the loneliest anime woman in the entire universe. A girl whose very existence entails being reclusive and abstaining from literally everything that isn't her. It involves being alone and only having the company of themselves and the enshrouding abysmal darkness that is seemingly ever present within them, and oftentimes completely encompasses them to the point that they appear close to the few depictions there are of them. Empty, opaque nothingness. Boy-chan is seemingly in a constant state of absence, as in theory where there is void, there is nothing. They do, however, exist, and it left me quite confuzzled and perplexed on what their mental state could be, as well as their emotional chemical balances, due to them being subject to such inhumane levels of isolation. What could be going through their head? What is their health like? You see, isolation plays a horrific and dare I say deplorable role in mental health and general health, as it literally over time changes and molds the brain. How so? Well, isolation over extended periods of time leads to less happy chemicals being produced, such as oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, and even adrenaline. This leads to varying levels of sadness, depression, and feelings of helplessness, hopelessness, despair, and misery. It's also possible for those undergoing extreme loneliness to experience feelings of apathy. It's a very serious predicament. Health-wise, it also causes problems in the heart and brain, including the shrinking of the brain, possibility of things like stroke, weakened immune system, and even chronic pain. In addition, parts like the hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, and even the amygdala is affected as they become to an extent stunted and stupefied. Obviously, loneliness is a detrimental calamity. However, perhaps for better or worse, I believe Boy-chan is not subject to any of this, and they maybe legitimately don't feel anything. As I attempted to find Boy-chan for more precise data, truly I did, though finding an essence of a being is very difficult. Oh, it's so very, very hard. So rather, as an alternative, I resorted to contemplate and reiterate my previous theories, and rationally go about this with a different stance. I suggest a being as undiscernible as Boy-chan is too far gone. She is beyond the feasible scope of reality and is detached from our feeble mortal conceptions and assertions. After all, she was here before us all. Reality itself came after she did, and as a result, all pretty 2D women and even pretty 2D men pale in comparison to her fortitude and sovereignty. As I reason, a being capable of existing when there was no feasible concept of life, matter, or energy is beyond simple basic human emotions, needs, and compositions, and if anything, is a ulterior, encompassing being of celestially concurrent tendencies. Put simply, she's more of a type of silent, watchful goddess, if anything. She's always there, and yet never actually there. She exists in a way that humans can't understand, though is likely made up of energy or radiation as everything else in the universe is. It's not insane to assume Boy-chan is made through a similar construct to space. Most of what I could figure out about Boy-chan is speculative. However, that I am almost entirely certain. Mysterious and elusive, stunning and radiant in her own way, I'm sure Boy-chan will be just fine. And with that, if you guys enjoyed this video, theoretically if you have watched this further and you do enjoy my videos, feel free to leave a like, to become a full-fledged degenerate scientist, researcher, or what have you. Share this with anybody you feel to spread my undoubtedly questionable knowledge to, and I'll be back to answer another question not even scientists can answer.